So there's this myth that one day you're going to feel more ready to take that action that you know you should be doing, to make that big decision that you've been putting off that's going to shake up your life, or to really honestly just start living your life, to start taking action that scares you. There's this real myth that one day, this perfect situation is just going to come about where you're going to be perfect, the situation is going to be perfect, and you're going to feel ready. Well, I don't think that exists. I really don't think that exists. And I know that deep down, you don't think that either, right? And here's the thing. It doesn't need to exist. And I've got a counterintuitive way to go about this problem, which is really the perfectionist trap, this wanting things to feel better, feel ready before you finally take that action or start living your life or make those important decisions, right? Here's the thing. The way you've been going about it now is really you've been over preparing, over planning, overthinking, believing that you need to be better than you are right now, and the situation needs to be better than it is right now to finally take action. That is just flawed. It's just not the right way to go about it. The other way is saying, fuck it. I don't feel ready, but I'm just going to do it anyway, right? Fuck it. I'm just going to do it anyway. Why not? Right? Why not? Oh, because I might fail. Oh, because, I might burn those opportunities and I won't get the same opportunities again, so I don't want to waste them. Or, I just don't have enough knowledge or information. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fail. I'm just going to fail, and I'm just not going to get to where I want to go. I need to prepare more. I need to know more. I need to have more knowledge. I need to have more planning. I need to strategize more. I need to have this perfect situation. No. What about fuck it? Let me do it anyway. Let me figure it out as I go instead of figuring it out before I go, right? You're never going to be able to, figure out how to drive a car before you get in the car. You're never going to be able to, figure out how to play a game of football before you play a game of football in real life, right? You're never going to know, right, how to walk by learning how to walk theoretically, planning, strategizing before actually just going and walking, throwing yourself in, learning by experience, learning by instinct and intuition, right? So here's the best example I can give you. There's this really tall, diving board. You want to jump into it. It looks fun. People are doing it, but you're scared, right? You're never going to do it unless you just say, fuck it. You start climbing the ladders real quick, right? Because you're scared. You don't want to overthink it. Then you get to the top and you just walk, and you jump. That's the only way to do it. You don't feel ready, but you do it anyway. If you start overthinking it, if you start thinking, oh, geez, as you're going up, maybe I shouldn't. You're going slow as you're going up, and you're just giving yourself too much time to overthink. You're gonna think your way out of it. You're gonna get too scared, and you're not gonna do it. But if you move with speed, if you go up the ladder quickly, you just force yourself to the edge, and you just force yourself to jump off. Boom. You're in. You hit the water. You come out, and you're like, whoa. Let's do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. You do it 3, 4, 5 more times. All of a sudden, you didn't feel ready, but you did it anyway. By doing it more and more and more, you now feel more confident to do it the next time, right? You may still have fear, but you have more confidence behind it, right? So you can still do it anyway, and it's less scary. That's the same thing with everything else, right? Because imagine the situation where you're doing that, and then I'm there trying to research and understand the best techniques to jump off the diving board, right? I'm trying to learn the best ways to do it. I'm trying to plan my way there. I'm trying to strategize how to not hurt myself, or how I'm trying to go off and do other things to build up my confidence in other areas to finally have enough confidence to jump off the diving board. That wouldn't make sense. You'd be like, what are you doing, man? Just come up, start on the lower board, jump off, then the next board, jump off, then the next board. You don't need to do all the research. You don't need to learn. You don't need to do any of that, right? Just throw yourself into it. Push yourself to do it, right? It wouldn't make sense. Well, that's how you're living your life, right? You're going off, you're thinking you need to prepare and prepare and prepare. You think you need to plan more. You think you need more knowledge so that one day you're going to feel ready to jump off the diving board and actually live your life. But that's not how it works, right? How it works is you just say, fuck it. I'm jumping off. I'm just doing it. I'm jumping off into the deep end, baby. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. That's becoming one of my favorite mottos recently. Flying by the seat of my pants. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's basically where you go into a situation, you do something that's difficult or that's scary or that's challenging without or with little preparation, planning, and knowledge. You just go in and you act from instinct, intuition, and just purely responding to the situation in real time. Because here's the thing, right? Your intuition, your instinct is far more intelligent than you give it credit. This whole perfectionist trap of wanting to plan, overanalyze, prepare, build yourself up, become ready one day is basically you not giving credit to the intelligence of your intuition, your instinct, and your ability to respond in real time to your environment, right? Let me go through a few examples to really make this clear with you. You see a friend, you start having a conversation, you're speaking. All of a sudden, an hour goes past and you've just been speaking about random things, interesting things. You've had a full-on hour conversation with one of your best friends. You didn't prepare that. You didn't think about that before. You didn't sit there thinking, okay, these are going to be the talking points. Let me research cool things to talk about. Let me do this. Let me figure out, what's the best way? You don't watch videos. What's the best way to talk to my best friend? No, you don't do any of that. You just go, you meet them, you start speaking, and all of a sudden, the interesting conversation has evolved and it's gone through, and you've had the interesting conversation with little to literally no preparation, right? Another example, someone throws a ball at you, boom, you catch the ball, right? They threw the ball. Imagine the intelligence. The ball's coming at you pretty fast. You have to move your hand to the perfect location, perfectly timed. As it's coming in, it will bounce off your hand if you don't grasp it at the perfect time. So you've moved perfectly to the location of the ball. The trajectory is coming in. It's moving as it's coming. You move your hand and you perfectly grasp the ball as it enters your hand. That is intelligence. Right there. That is instinctual intelligence. You cannot think your way to doing that. That is instinct. Right? So there is intelligence in your instincts. There's intelligence in your intuition, right? You're out, you're on a hike. What are the best hikes? It's not following your phone all the time. Oh, we should go this way, then this way. Get off your damn phone. Let's just figure it out. That looks interesting over there. I like the look at it. Let's go over there. Let's hike over there. We temporarily, occasionally look at our phone, so we make sure we're not going off, miles in the wrong direction where it's just going to take hours and hours to get back. Okay, yeah, we're in the right direction. Let's keep going, right? They're the most fun hikes, right? That's more adventurous. You're figuring it out. You're basing it off your intuition. You're not logically thinking what's the perfect way to go. You're just intuitively feeling, I want to go over there. Let's go over there, right? So when it comes to taking action that you're scared of, when it comes to, making the decision that's going to shake up your life, when it comes to honestly just enjoying your life and living your life, it's gonna come down to you developing and just pushing yourself into situations where you have to use your intuition, your instincts, right? Your feelings, your ability to respond in real time to the environment. Especially if you're someone who overthinks, you need to swing that pendulum. Instead of overthinking, over-preparing, trying to be perfect, you swing it towards intuition, instinct, taking action. So let's just make it real. What's that one thing that you should be doing? That one thing that kind of scares you. What I want you to go do is just do it. Don't overthink it. Just go do it and learn through your intuition, take action with your instincts, and notice that you have intelligence now. There is no day you're going to feel more ready. There's no day you're going to feel more ready. When you feel ready is when you just say, fuck it. I don't feel ready. I'm going to take action anyway.